Welcome to Pablo Torre Finds Out. I am Pablo Torre, and today we're going to find out what this sound is.
The only way people hear us is if we scream about it.
How have you been, Pablo?
I'm good. Just been in the mines, in the podcast mines, just shoveling content.
I've
Giving the
been
people what they
consuming
want?
it. I've been living for the Balmer pods.
It's
living.
It's endless.
I've been living for them. They're so
yesterday, the person who was sitting in the chair that you're sitting in right now, Megan, yesterday was Mark Cuban, who came in.
Oh, really?
He came in.
Yeah.
He's back. I've been living for that drama, too.
What is he technically now?
He's a minority owner of the Mavericks.
Okay, minority owner.
And
so he can speak on this freely.
I asked him, I was like, what do you think Adam thinks? What do you think Steve thinks? And he's like, I don't think the league loves what I'm doing. But he's the guy talking.
Yeah.
He's the only guy talking.
I feel like the league should be like, thank you, Pablo, for unearthing this investigation for us.
I didn't bring you guys in here to talk about me, though.
Well, that's what I came in here for.
I know. I'm like, do you want to do your own little
I was like, if I don't have papers to flip over, I'm going to be pissed.
I regret not having the manila folder in front of you.
Read that quote.
Sue is the first person to walk into the studio with the cardigan.
The cardigan, guys.
Oh my gosh, when we were talking about yesterday, I was like, yes, and you got to get the cardigan
And
out.
I was like, oh my God, I have to wear
This
the
is
cardigan.
awesome.
We addressed this before.
We are.
Now we're here.
Like
Although,
Power
I know,
Rangers,
you
different.
took your little bird
I
off.
did
though.
take. Well, you have. I didn't have a pin that was also my last name, and
I mean,
so
So?
that's clearly why you kept it.
Yeah,
You have a beautiful.
obviously.
Is that a gull?
Yeah,
I'll say that,
I
a
don't know.
seabird.
I feel like we're Mr. Rogers.
I know.
We're giving Mr.
I lo-
Rogers
I-
vibes.
It's funny. We in retirement. You have become a podcaster in ways that are even beyond my prediction.
Oh, beyond your prediction.
You are dressing like me.
It's getting weird.
Gotta
You started another show.
emulate the best. I did.
Bird's Eye View, again, the pin doesn't seem accidental.
We're always watching.
In addition to A Touch More, which, I love.
Yeah, we're straight up podcasters now.
You just media people. You're
Yeah.
just not so different.
I actually refuse to be called media. I don't like it.
What do you want to be called?
I don't know. Like a player podcaster who's not a player anymore.
You guys are talking to microphones, though, and you guys are living a year that has made me laugh because every time I'm like, I wonder if Sue and Megan are in town. I'm like, oh no, there's another street being named after one of them.
Yeah.
How do you describe, I want Megan to describe the year that Sue has had because I sat down to be like,
It's a joke.
What did I miss? And I'm like, this is absurd.
Okay, I'm going to start with the worst part,
Okay,
which has
yeah.
just been like multiple, with the exception of Seattle,
Mhm.
where you got your statue, which looks amazing. And that was, in our hometown. So
We'll get to
we
the
love
statue.
Seattle, got to be there, do some really fun things. No shade to any of these other cities, but we're spending like long weekends in these cities multiple times.
Just name 'em.
In the summer.
What are we?
She's
What
mad.
are,
This
what
is
are,
not
what
what
are we
I-
talking? What's the itinerary?
We're going to Knoxville again. No shade. It's like we made the best of it. It's cute. Like they
It
had
is
a
cute.
great bakery
great
there. They had some good food.
college town.
Yeah,
Great
it's a great
college town. The weather was actually pretty good. Then we went to Uncasville, Connecticut.
Absolutely. Shout out to Mohegan Sun.
Shout out to Mohegan Sun.
You now know that
I
it's
walked
in
the floor of
Uncasville,
Mohegan
which
Sun,
is-
and yeah, it was
Man, I went to a
wild.
bachelor party at Mohegan Sun.
Wow.
Shout out allegedly to the Gold Club within
Yeah.
walking distance.
Mm-hmm. And then we were in Springfield, Mass.
Yeah.
So it's just
Not direct flights.
flights. We're driving. We're driving. So it
Not
was
to
not
Knoxville.
the. It
But
was,
no, not direct flights to Knoxville either.
it was
definitely
not
not
the,
from Seattle.
the long weekends I was hoping for during the summer. But with that said, it's just like
It's an
incredible.
honor.
It's always like so special. Like it was really, we got to see your family a lot and just having other people come in and people came to the statue and friends. And you've had an iconic career that deserves to be celebrated. And I personally enjoy being party planner. I feel like I love it
She
so
plans
much.
the parties.
I'm like doing the part in Seattle. We rented out Rob Roy, which is one of Sue's favorite cocktail bars. Cute little space. It's kind of like loungy, vibey, like
Yeah,
just
you had a DJ in there.
Yeah, we had a
She
DJ,
special
friends and
cocktail
family.
menu.
I got
What
some
were some of the names
in there.
What were some of the names of the cocktails?
The Aunt Sue, I think that was like a martini. We had the Sugroni. We had the Puppeteer.
The
Not to be confused with Puppet Eater.
Yeah. So, oh my God.
One of your friends.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
She had like a special menu made. It was
Yeah.
adorable with all of these.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
the
was
Puppeteer.
cute.
What is Puppeteer?
The Puppeteer was maybe an old fashioned. It was like, you're like the
Oh, like a maestro kind
maestro.
of a vibe.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes,
And
a
someone
point
was like,
guard reference.
yes.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
can I have the
Point
puppet
god.
eater?
Yeah. Or there was a point goat.
Yeah, point
Yeah.
goat. Yeah.
So it was fun. I have a lot of fun with it. I'm like, if we're doing it,
Yeah,
like
she's
we're
doing
not
all
going to
the-
Applebee's for dinner.
This
like
is why I asked.
I'm gonna go hard at it.
You have, in my mind, it's just like you're producing like a series of wedding receptions
Exactly.
over and
basically.
over again.
Yeah.
And there is,
Yeah.
of course, like a standard process for how this goes.
Mhm.
Sue has to be regal and respectful and funny and sincere.
Well, first of all, you said wedding reception. A lot of these like retirement type moments do feel like it's like a wedding and a funeral in one.
You got to say hi to everybody.
You got to say hi to everybody, but they're saying all these nice things about you.
Right.
The way that usually happens at a funeral. And that's kind of the wonderful / hard part is to just constantly hear all of these really nice things being said about you. One event after another,
Yeah,
after
you don't
another.
love that.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard.
like,
I don't like bask in
"Hang
it.
on, guys."
But yeah, the best part about the statue reveal day was it was a gorgeous day in Seattle. It was
Beautiful.
outdoors, obviously, and I got to wear sunglasses. My shades literally were like shading me from some of the eyeballs.
Everybody with us now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes.
Not because you were tearing up, just because you were like, thank God I don't need to emote with my eyes so deliberately with the
Yeah.
knowledge that I'm being watched.
It's a lot of attention.
Yes.
It's a lot of
Yeah.
attention. But it's also,
Absolutely.
like I said, it's also like, who am I to complain? It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, Sue Bird Court.
Yeah.
That's now
But you can, the
street
people who
outside
live
the
on that
arena.
have to DoorDash their food to Sue Bird Court.
that's pretty great.
I know. It's so
Do
Okay.
people tag you on that? That's cute.
Yeah.
There's been mugging on Sue Bird Court.
Yeah. It's the street itself is like this long. It's really,
It's cute.
but yeah, me and Lenny Wilkins Way.
Which is
There's
great.
a corner.
Right,
We're
outside of
working the
Climate
corner.
Pleasure, which is again, this is Seattle sports royalty. The statue, though, just to be
Yeah.
very clear about this is the first WNBA player to get a statue ever. This is a huge deal from a just like history of sports statues perspective, which I study meticulously on this show.
Yes, we're very aware. Do you know that Megan? Did you see what? Wait, we haven't even gotten to Butter Sue. Did you see this?
No,
You don't know about Butter Sue?
no.
This is Butter. This is for you. Yeah, we're gonna put it down here. Okay.
The weekend of the statue
Yeah.
reveal,
Told you I go
we
all
did
out.
a Touch More live.
Yeah,
So we did a live show. I think it was the night before the statue, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
the night before the statue. So Megan's present to me live on stage was a Butter Sue.
Oh yes.
This was the idea. Our good friends Natalie and Larissa hooked this up for me. I said, I need an AI mock-up of Butter Sue so I can work off of it. That obviously
What's with the bun?
listen, you try to do curls in the butter when it's melting when I only have a short amount of time while you're gone this morning.
Wait, you did this?
I did it.
Was a Butter Sue a bust.
It was
Butter
like a
Sue.
butter sumo.
Yeah, it
Sue.
was. And
It
Megan
was-
did it. Megan made it.
You didn't hire the couple in the Midwest or in Pennsylvania, excuse me, that we hired here. Pablo Torre finds out to create
No.
Butter Pablo.
She didn't.
No,
and
I-
honestly, it was so bad.
I mean,
I looked like a sumo wrestler. I don't even know what was that. My nose was like this one. It was
so
the sumo
bad.
wrestler was actually the hair. She tried to get the pony. It looked more like a sumo bun.
I didn't have a walk-in freezer to do my craft
Yeah.
Oh,
and my
yeah, that was a
artistry.
big
and so
part
I
of-
was like under such a time crunch. And then it was like to get any sort of detailing on
It's
the
true.
face.
I was out of the house for like 2 hours, and that was the only.
But
only
also
time
like the
she had.
butter melts.
It's kind of like what truly prehistoric tribes depicted.
Mhm.
It's almost impressionistic.
Oh my
Mhm.
god. Anyways,
It is,
a
actually.
fan wanted it after, so somebody has that.
Yeah.
Somebody has
somebody. Who knows what they did to Butter Sue? But
Maybe
I
they're
bet
still
they did
just scraping off it.
I followed you with the cardigan. I had to follow you. With,
It's just an incredible,
butter me.
I mean, I can only take it as a compliment.
your fingerprints are all over. A touch more.
Absolutely. Of course.
Thank God the real statue looked a lot better.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
so I gotta say, like part of the whole premise of like Butter Pablo and all of that, and is that the history of sports statues has been horrific. There have been some bad ones.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Whether it's Cristiano Ronaldo, whether it's Dwyane Wade. Recently, you go down the list. You know, Brandi Chastain had a, if I may say so, just like not a great statue. Didn't really look like her. The ultimate compliment to Brandi Chastain is that her statue did not look like her. Her bust. This one, that's like a top.
It's uncanny.
I think it might be number one.
I think it is.
It's
I'm
legit.
not, yeah. Listen, I just told you how much I don't like the attention of that, but that statue, I'm like, that's number one.
It doesn't even look like you. It is. You.
I walked
like your
in
hands and
when I
like
saw it.
your nose from underneath,
I know.
especially because you've broken it so many times, and like just like
got
your
the septum.
body. Yeah. Oh, totally. It's like off to one side.
When I walked in, it was like the clay version is all I got to see. But it was the size, but it was just the clay
So
version.
you
They were
see you giving. I mean, it's you
doing
making
a
the
layup.
layup.
Yeah. So I walk in, I go underneath it. I was like, blown away by the accuracy. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I was ready to just clown on you.
Yeah.
yeah.
And
It
I
had
was
to.
like, I respect to the
the
artist,
sculptor.
to the sculptor.
You did a lot. You like gave a lot of yourself to it, though. A lot of feedback. A lot. You were like, you
Not
went
on
to
the face. The
sculptor.
face.
You
So
like,
the face is this is what I feel like I learned.
you were like in the process, though. I will say that.
I think everybody is. I don't think that was unique to me.
well,
I
if
think
those
everybody
other
is.
athletes were, they were not in it enough.
So this is my
Not at
takeaway
all.
from it. Okay, you only see it as its clay version. I saw like a 12-foot version of it, and then you go back. I went to the studio twice. You go back, you see it in full form, but it's still clay. I just think bronze is not a very forgiving material on the face. So anytime you have a facial
Many you're saying.
expression,
for sure.
yeah. Anytime you have a facial expression or you see a lot of someone's teeth, I think you're in trouble. I think you're asking for trouble if it's like a lot of, like creases, wrinkles. Like, so Dwyane Wade example.
Yeah.
He's like very like raw. He's got that like, this is my house look. And so it's just bronze is not going to be forgiving. And so my face, when I'm shooting layups, apparently I don't emote. I've got nothing going on there. So it made for, it looks smooth.
That was smart, though.
I didn't do it on purpose, but now
Look
this
at
is my advice.
Look at the guns, though.
Well, they got that right, didn't they?
Just truly.
That's how your shoulders
jacked.
look.
That is how my shoulders look.
Those
wild.
deltoids.
No longer, but
Like the lines, the
The ponytail.
Yo, the ponytails,
That's the
best part.
nuts.
they got the Huarache 2K4s. Like that's my favorite shoe I wore in Seattle.
Dialed.
Wow. I mean, no
It's
notes.
Just again,
No
impressive.
notes.
Impressive. By the way, my favorite thing I just revisit all of this is just like Megan with the camera.
Yeah.
I'm trying to learn, guys.
Paparazzi.
I'm trying to learn. It's honestly, the
doing
camera
great.
does 95% of the work. It's a great camera, but I am loving it. It's fun.
Yeah, it's a real
It gives me
camera.
something to do, and I'm like, I don't.
That's
it's
what I'm
just like,
saying.
I'm just looking at all these events, especially these. I'm just
Yeah.
like, obviously, I'm your +1, and I'm there. So I'm like, I'm gonna make myself.
And all the
Semi-useful.
photographers, they like see and respect. It's a real camera. This is not digital. This is a film camera. She has to get the exposure right. Obviously, you have to focus it. Yeah, you're getting
I'm trying.
This is like a real deal camera. All the photographers, they're always like, "Oh, is that a Leica?" Like, "Oh, like,
Yeah,
oh,
I'm
pretty
about
good
the
over
nicest
there."
one. Obviously, I need
It's
a
like
lot of help.
instant respect.
I like
Yeah.
Megan just wearing like the photographer's like vest.
Oh, I'm gonna get in there.
We need to get you a neon joint.
Yeah, I'm gonna get in there. I need
there's-
I need to properly shoot a game.
But there's a thing in sports where a lot of like Hall of Fame retired athletes, we've seen Marshawn Lynch do it, Randy Johnson, former.
Ken Griffey Jr.
Ken
also.
Griffey Jr.?
Seattle thing.
Why do you think pro athletes, as a pro athlete, why do you think photography is this thing that like, I don't know, it seems like you people are into?
I think sports people too. I think sports people, athletes, sportsters.
You guys really are becoming podcasters.
yeah, I know.
What do you call it? You sports people.
are like inherently creative in some kind of way. And when I stopped playing,
That's
I
true.
found that there was a big absence in like creativity and being
yeah.
able to just like do stuff and have fun and whatever. So I'm
But
trying.
what's funny is like Hall of Fame, Springfield, in the big Hall of Immortals. And Megan's like right there with the camera.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
seat right next to Sue,
hey.
just like real close up.
Yep.
You looked calm. Did it feel, again, I want your point of view, Megan, on just like, did that feel a moment apart from the previous things? Because it was the thing. It's the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
You did feel calm. I think your statue and the Naismith
Women's
Hall of
basketball.
Fame. No, those two.
I know, but I had done the
Yeah,
women's
you'd already
basketball.
done women's basketball. You'd already done all the retirement stuff. Like you're kind of seasoned in it. I feel like you were like, this is amazing. And like, you're so proud and this is incredible. There's no way to like feel really truly like the magnitude of what that means. It's like you can't really like take all that in. That's going to be like a lifetime sort of thing that you just have. But you were like really relaxed. I think the hardest part was like writing all these speeches in such a short
Yeah, I want to know about
amount
how
of time.
how you. And by the way, unsurprising to hear and learn in context now that like you've had a whole. By that point, you've just been doing stuff along these lines.
Yeah.
So Sue's just like
Practiced.
ready for this moment.
It was like 10,000 hours.
Absolutely.
I was
Yeah.
at my 10,000 hour moment.
Yeah.
That's what you got at the Naismith Hall of Fame for sure.
This moment is truly overwhelming. There are hundreds of people in here I could thank, and those are probably just my surgeons. It's been so wonderful, though, seeing so many familiar faces.
In terms of just like how to write it, I remember talking to Ezra, our friend Ezra, and being like, "Can we write, Suze? Can we just can we
Can we contribute?
can we?"
I think my jersey's getting retired at UConn, so if I need a speech, it's on you too. I'm calling you guys.
Honestly, just bring them up. Yeah. Like we're here on behalf of Suber.
It's a manila folder, put down
Yeah.
on the podium.
Ezra, flip that paper over.
Oh man, but yeah, no, I think there is something to having to do a bunch of speeches in a short period of time on the same topic
Yeah, exactly.
and
Yeah.
trying to figure out. So in this really wonderful way, well, man, if we take it back, this one still's tough. If we take it back to my retirement speech, okay, this is what happened in my retirement speech. I don't know if you've ever looked this up. It was over an hour. I literally
Your
talked
speech was
for
over
over
an
an hour.
hour?
Yeah.
That's like a
I-
congressional filibuster.
You have no
She
idea.
was filibustering.
I really
Climate
felt,
pledge.
little did I know I was going to give like 3 more speeches in the next 2 years. I felt like it was my last chance to talk to the city of Seattle. And I got it all out there.
Seattle wasn't always home, but that's exactly what it became. And that's in large part to all of you. And I may have given you.
The minute I walked off, the first thing I said was like, was that too long?
I said, no, baby.
But
It's totally fine.
everyone was like, no, it was fine.
No, it's
It's like
totally
Rogan
fine.
does like 3-hour pods. That's
Yeah,
totally
it's
fine. Yeah.
I
actually
held that
fine.
whole arena hostage. But I really felt, I was like, for me, it wasn't just a career, it was a life that I lived there. And I needed to thank everyone. And I think the best thing, other than being completely embarrassed about that, the best thing that happened was I really thanked everybody. So now when you look, or you fast forward, or I fast forward to these other speeches, I didn't feel that pressure. I got to say what I wanted to say. And especially since Naismith was last. So I did Women's Basketball Hall of Fame.
Yep.
I did the statue. And now I could really just talk about more of a theme. And the theme of my speech was belonging, and how sports gave me, like basketball specifically, gave me a belonging.
My mom, Nancy, didn't care whether I won or lost. She just gave me the freedom and space to find my belonging. My dad, Herschel, loves the game and always challenged me to be my best, which eventually backfired when I started beating him one-on-one. And my oldest
Had you heard her rehearse it a bunch by that point?
I mean, probably 9,000 times.
She
She stopped an outward
listening.
processor.
Oh yeah, but she also like
External processor.
you like stopped listening.
yeah, I would be
Like you were there in body, but not.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think her actual ears
No,
were on.
I was, because I'd be
Like, can I
like,
just do this
tighten
one more
that
time?
up, or
Can I
tighten
just do this one more
this
time?
up, or
Can I just do
like-
this one more time?
Also, it got to the point where we were like, oh, you don't even have to listen. I'm just going to say it loud.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Because there
No,
were
we
a couple
we were
things timing wise I
yeah.
wanted to nail.
Yeah.
There was like some
Yeah.
comedic timing I
Yeah.
wanted to nail.
Which I
yeah.
do like that. I like workshopping a joke.
Yeah.
yeah, you had a joke about LeBron and Dwyane and Chris Bosh.
Yeah, that's a true
planning
story, by the
Miami
way.
Heat at the 2008
It's a joke.
Olympics in Beijing.
It was a joke, but it's also true.
I remember that Olympics well. It was a great Olympics. Both teams hanging out, winning gold. I mean, it was kind of weird how LeBron, Chris, and Dwyane kept yapping about 3-year deals with a player option, and where do you want to take your talents? Where do you want to take your talents? I don't know, I tuned it out. I'm sure Mickey could probably tell you guys about that later. But Beijing was fun.
The true story is like they have a players' lounge. We all hang out. Only the players can go in there. So it's the men's and women's teams. We're talking card games, hanging out, the whole nine. This one particular night, I was talking to D Wade about who knows what. And he kind of said something like, yeah, Carmelo, he like signed the extension. He's locked in for like however many years. He signed the extension. He's like, we all opted out. So because we opted out, we're all going to be free agents at the same time. And I was like, oh, interesting. Honestly, he was just talking. He didn't actually make reference to them joining, to taking their talent, so to speak.
But the we that he's referring to
it was him, Chris, and LeBron for sure. So he was just like telling me about NBA free agency. And it wasn't until, 2 years later, a year or two later, when they all go. And I was like, oh, like that's what he was referring to. I didn't know in the moment that they were plotting. But then you rewind, you look back on that conversation. I was like, oh my God, I saw like the genesis of the super team, the big three.
You've revealed yourself to truly not be a journalist, Sue. You just heard that and you're like,
And 2 years later, oh yeah,
I'm like,
that makes sense.
Yeah. Like, yeah, we can all be free agents at the same time. I was like, cool, whatever.
That seems fun for you.
And then Melo, I talked to Melo about it. He was like, I didn't think we were going to lock out. I didn't think there was going to be, I don't know what the lockout, like how that played into it, but that was his thinking on it.
Oh, fun. He wanted to opt in the guarantees.
Yeah. Something like that. Not one, not two. By the way, I toyed with that joke. So you want to hear another true story about my Hall of Fame speech? The original joke, as written on the teleprompter, even when I got up there, was, and then I overheard them being like, not one, not two, not three. That was going to be the joke. But Mickey Arison, he did his speech before me.
Owner of the Heat.
And he made that joke.
But then in 2010, with Dwyane, LeBron, and Chris Bosh, we knew we could win. Not one, not two. I guess it was just two.
So in real time, I look at Megan, I'm like, I think I have to change the joke. I can't make the same joke. What am I going to do?
I agree.
So the next 30 minutes in my head was like toying with what to do. And then I went with Take My Talents.
Which is what I wanted originally.
That is what you wanted originally.
I want to observe one thing before seizing on a segue that you've offered me there, perhaps inadvertently, which is, I was like, what is Megan's timeline on Hall of Fame stuff going to be? And I was just Googling, and the first article I found was an article from Reuters. It was June 21st, 2024. Fact check, Megan Rapinoe, not disqualified from U.S. Soccer Hall of Fame.
For what?
What?
There had been
for kneeling.
There had been some social media post that Reuters needed to fact check.
That claim.
And the caption was, Megan Rapinoe has been disqualified from the Soccer Hall of Fame, quote, she's a bad role model, end quote. And I'm happy to announce that this has been labeled, hold on, where is it? False.
False.
They picked a real good picture, yeah.
Great photo.
Tough.
So congratulations on not being disqualified
eligible.
and remaining eligible. For,
what
I
are the
believe,
rules?
It's 5 years or something.
After retirement?
5 years or 3 years.
Ours used to be 5 and now it's 3.
I think it's 3. I think it's 3.
You're on the clock?
2027.
27.
Is the first year
Where is
that
it?
you're eligible.
Frisco, Texas.
Oh, another banger of a city we're headed to.
The other segue that I was about to seize upon when you mentioned lockout is just what a time to be a power couple, as I've long established you guys, in which both of you have had experience, truly unparalleled collective experience, trying to deal with the issue of player salaries in women's sports.
Yeah.
Indeed.
The State of the Union.
Indeed.
It's become a thing that's broken contain.
Yeah.
Yes.
The biggest news in the W is the searing comments from Napheesa Collier in her exit interview earlier this morning.
At Unrivaled this past February, I sat across from Cathy and asked how she planned to address the officiating issues in our league. Her response was, well, only the losers complain about the refs. I also asked how she planned to fix the fact that players like Caitlin, Angel, and Paige, who are clearly driving massive revenue for the league, are making so little for their first 4 years. Her response was, Caitlin should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court, because without the platform that the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything. And in that same conversation, she told me, Players should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars for the media rights deal that I got them.
I'm a human too. I have a family. I have 2 kids who are devastated by these comments. And so all I'll say is just, it's obviously been a tough week. And I just think there's a lot of inaccuracy out there.
This has, of course, been the thing that has been very near and dear to you guys. So I want to just start from the perspective of like, now people are like asking who don't know anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm closer to, I want to represent that side of the dynamic here. So, Sue, where are we? How can you begin to describe this with all of the caveats and disclosures in mind?
Okay.
Disclaimer incoming.
Yeah.
I know.
Sue is a minority owner of the Seattle Storm.
Sue's management.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sue's management.
Yeah. Multiple
God,
fronts.
how do I explain? I will say the one interesting byproduct of everything we've seen really in the last 2 years in the WNBA, but then if you zoom in on the last, 2 weeks, everybody wants to talk about it. Everybody's got questions. People want to understand. The wonderful thing is we have a great media deal. There is a ton of revenue. I think players deserve to get paid. I think overall, the, company line really should be players deserve to get paid. Everybody agrees with that. We want the business to be set up to grow. And both those things I think can happen. And if I'm not in the rooms, if we can get to that, I think we're going to have a great agreement. But the relationship has soured a little bit. And that's what Napheesa and Cathy and the whole thing.
So the thing that went super viral was Napheesa Collier, one of the executives at the union, who also happens to be a co-founder of Unrivaled, the off-season league that has become, in the framing of this, both an incredible source of leverage, ostensibly, but also a competitor to the WNBA. And your mileage varies on which one it is, depending on how tense this negotiation ends up being. But that spotlight was shined, I think, for the first time in a very obvious way on Cathy Engelbert, the commissioner. And quietly, as someone who has been interested in and around various, women's basketball conversations, gatherings, games, and stuff, I'd always heard Cathy isn't perhaps the most inspiring commissioner. The longest view of her would be maybe she's not going to be the forever commissioner of this league. I don't think you're allowed. Can you talk? Okay. Can you?
Yeah.
What is your view of Cathy?
Only because we're not married.
Yeah.
Is that accurate? Is that real?
That's kind of accurate.
Yeah.
I don't know how if it's a rule or if it's just but go ahead.
And pretty soon we'll never be able to. So
I was going to say.
We'll just forever be able to talk about this stuff thanks to the Trump administration.
I'd like to thank this administration for allowing a transparency.
Shout out to the homies.
Your translation of what's really happening here from your point of view.
I think that there's lots of roles and hats that the commissioner wears and has to do. Cathy has obviously presided over an incredible growth period. Some of that out of everybody's control. Some of that that just happened. Great. Some of it, I think she's, had her hand in and obviously has a lot of business experience. And I think that's bode well for the growth of the league. And they did the raise and all of the things. For me, I just see there's a relationship breakdown. And listen, I feel like this is really normal. When business is booming, I feel like the CBA negotiations are contentious. The players want more and the owners want to give less. It's generally how it goes. And this is a unique time when we're outgrown the CBA probably by 2 years. But that's what it is. The player signed it, the owner signed it. This is where we're at. So it's just tough when the business that the players are participating in off the field, they're seeing a increase or they're seeing that business grow in their own bank account, but not seeing it grow over here because it can't yet because we're negotiating the CBA right now. But I think with Cathy, if, I have to point to a failure, it's clearly that the trust and the relationship with the players has really broken down. And they're, saying things that happen in private meetings. It seems like they feel like they're not being heard. And so this is their only lever to pull to get their side of the story out there. And I do think that's on Cathy. Like, ultimately, yeah, everybody needs to conduct themselves in the best way possible. But, like, you're the figurehead. And so I think she could have done a better job at maybe having more open ears or hearing them more or giving in some areas where she could, knowing that she's going to have to say no in other areas. But I think what's happened is she's just become like oh, we can just dump everything here. Things that like aren't her fault, like things that she's not even responsible for. It's just like, oh, now we have you to dump it on. And she's not really able from a PR perspective to combat that or to bring her side of the story in a way that is effective, ultimately. Like, it doesn't really matter if she's likable or not or blah, 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 blah. Like, ultimately, you have to be effective, and especially in the court of public opinion. And the players have been very effective. And I don't think Cathy has been effective in that way, which is like piss the players off, frankly.
So just to explain how this all works, that was very well done.
That was very.
And for the record,
I'm not saying I agree or disagree, but it was you.
No. Sue,
you got to the point.
Sue almost buried her entire skull in her hands.
Yeah. I know. She's always clear. Like, what is she going to say?
But the dynamic here is unique because the WNBA has always negotiated inside of what the NBA does. And so the NBA triples its rights deal. Fantastic for the rising tide, lifting all boats, presumably. But the WNBA, and this is the way that I summarize for people who don't know, has gone from a thing like people used to say you should be into that because it's interesting or good or important to just like a real business that you can be into for just greedy financial reasons.
Be greedy. Mm-hmm. Just be greedy about
business.
It's just, it's capitalism.
For people to come for that reason. Been wanting that.
The greatest compliment you can give the rise of women's sports is that you could be in it just because you're greedy.
Yeah.
Because you want to make money.
Yeah.
But the way it works is, so Adam Silver is on top of all of this in terms of the commissioner of the NBA, of course. Cathy, in that dynamic, is the head of the WNBA, but the WNBA is inside of the Russian nesting doll that is the league broadly. And so Cathy, when it comes to like the various things people blame her for, you didn't handle the Caitlin Clark experience well enough, didn't maximize it. She didn't feel included enough. Certainly communications with Fee in terms of Unrivaled, in terms of now this recent press conference, into just who do we, to your point, Megan, who do we blame as things are not happening? CBA, boring timeline-related reasons where you can't really just flip a switch and be like, everyone's making money in the way that you want to now.
Yeah.
I want to be realistic about that. But the question I have for Megan
I'll answer the best I can. You might be able to answer. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Is Cathy Engelbert somebody who can keep that job?
I mean, maybe. I think she could keep it through the negotiations. I think it's going to take some repair. I think it's both like personal and not personal. Like it at the end of the day, Nneka said this the other day.
Nneka
Ogwumike, president of the WNBPA.
WNBPA.
WNBPA, I always fuck up. The union. Like, it's business, ultimately. But like, you want to have calm labor negotiations. You want to have the ability to, yes, like it's going to hurt both sides. Like, that's a good negotiation when you walk out and you're like, oh, I didn't get everything I wanted, but I got some things. But I think that is Cathy's relationship to repair. And I think she has some work to do that. So she can, but I don't see a commissioner presiding over a league who, seemingly is this like unliked.
It feels, I will say this bluntly as well, as much as I can, it feels like what Napheesa said was said with the intention of, we don't want to deal with her anymore. Like, this is not a try to come back to the table. It's like, you are, like, this is, we don't trust you.
The only thing I'm going to throw in the ring is just, again, I do think to understand where we are now in this moment, you have to understand the history and how it got to this point. I think it's such a big part of it. The WNBA players, myself included when I was playing, were really, a lot of times at wit's end on how to get people to see what is going on here. Like, how do you pull back the curtains for people? How do you get them to pay attention to discrepancies, to ways in which we've been held back? It's been very frustrating. And we learned, and then we're incentivized to do it publicly.
Yes.
to take it to the court of public opinion. And that would show up in, obviously Fee sitting down with a statement for 4 minutes is a first.
To start her
of
like
its
exit
kind.
interview for the season.
Yeah.
Like playoffs, Lynx lose, and guess what? Here is a prepared
statement. So the length of it and the point she was making, that's unique to this moment and to her. But whether it's in the social activism space,
you guys flipped a Senate seat.
Yeah. And how'd we do that? We wore some T-shirts.
A political statement tonight from members of the Atlanta Dream against their owner. Dream player Elizabeth Williams tweeted this photograph right here wearing a Vote Warnock shirt.
Kelly Loeffler, who was an owner, got effectively ousted from the U.S. Senate in favor of Raphael Warnock, who remains there because of you motherfuckers. It's like legitimately a crazy story.
Basically. You kind of like flipped the election.
You kind
It's wild.
You kind of made an enormous difference in American politics.
Yeah. And again, through the course of the last 10 years, I would say, we really learned the only way people hear us is if we scream about it and we go and we take it public. One of the stories, I just told this one recently, we get to the bubble, right? So we're in this bubble season, we've negotiated, and we arrive, and some of the housing was like townhomes, and there was a laundry room that was, I don't know, like one on each floor kind of a thing. And one of the players went to the laundry room the first day, and it was disgusting. It was just absolutely disgusting. Now, we're meant to live in this place for like 3 months, and we brought it to the attention of the WNBA and like the powers that be, and nothing got done. And then it took a player, it was Alicia Clark, going on First Take, I think it was, going on some ESPN show because she was friends with the producer, so it got her on to show pictures of this laundry room, to talk about it because somebody posted it. Obviously, this reminds us of Sedona Prince.
I was going to say.
The TikTok and the NCAA
women's tournament.
I got something to show y'all. So for the NCAA March Madness, the biggest tournament in college basketball for women, this is our weight room. Let me show y'all the men's weight room.
As women, as female athletes, we have been incentivized to do this. It's the only way people pay attention. And so that is how and why we're able to and why we do it now.
Look, the Sedona Prince thing, I just remember it being so effective because abstractly you hear like, wow, all these women's college players are complaining about how their weight room is not good enough. You're like, whatever.
What does that
And then
even
you
mean?
like see the photo and it's like, oh yeah, that sucks. Like that's crazily different from what the men get.
All the different meals that people were getting in their COVID bubbles, where the NCAA tournament bubble, our bubble.
Right.
Like it's just the only way you have to show people.
And the power of that is increasing because the players are superstars now. They're huge. They're way bigger than they were before. And they have that like attention grabbing ability that sort of like outsizes what's happening and what they feel like is happening in the league. So it's like, they're making whatever, a couple $100,000 in league and $10 million off the floor. Like that's just a huge imbalance. And so they have this microphone, so to speak, that they can leverage and use. And like, ultimately, the league doesn't have that. They have to combat that, but like people want to hear from players they don't want to hear from, Cathy or the league. But when they do that, you have to have like a mechanism to capture that to be effective.
Yeah, and the only other thing I want to add to this whole like being incentivized, the thing that we always struggled with was what is the line between pointing these things out and on yourself? So what's the line? Like, look how bad this is.
Yeah, like the narrative.
And yes, hopefully half the people are like, that's up. But then the other half are going to be like, yeah, your weight room should suck. You don't deserve more than that. And so to point those things out, you're taking that risk. And the difference now is the business is booming.
Well,
I don't think the risk is as great.
I think about this in terms of the wage scale. Because the wage scale, it's like, again, we use Caitlin Clark because it's the most convenient example, but it's like Caitlin Clark's making $70,000 as a number one overall pick in year one in the WNBA. And part of it is, again, sticker shock of like, holy shit. That said, there's also, I think, the concern of, oh, that's what they've been tolerating. And so the question of like, how much more do you need to go above that? It's sort of like, if that's where the bar is now, the other question is, how much more can you ask for if sort of like the standard has been so low?
Yeah, I think this is where that media deal is just the proof's in the pudding. I don't really view it that way. I think that deal represents, I don't know, like, so don't quote me exactly. I think our previous media deal was like $22 million.
Criminal.
I'm not even joking.
Which
Are
is
you looking it
wild.
up? Can you see if you can find it before I keep on my
Let's see.
soapbox?
Here it is. Right. So in 2014, it was ESPN, it was WNBA, the TV rights deal, which was $25 million per year, according to Sports Business Journal, to Sue's point.
But here we are now, and we have a 2.2 billion with a B, dollar media deal over 11 years. I'm bad at math, so that's how much a year? Do we know? Anyone?
I mean,
off the top.
I'm gonna
200 a year?
Oh,
I was gonna say it's
200 a year.
It's about that. Yes.
Okay,
correct.
so let's call it 200 a year. We went from 20 to 30 million a year to 200 a year.
It's wild.
Assuming some form of a rev share gets kicked into the CBA, which obviously they're negotiating. I really don't know. I'm not in the rooms. I don't want to emphasize that. But at the same time, like you assume this media deal, obviously the players are going to get something of it. Already, boom, you're going to see salaries go up. I mean, who knows? Hundreds of thousands of dollars right out the gate.
Yep.
And it's not a risk. It's not a question mark. It's not if we get this, we have it. We have $200+ million a year from the media deal. And we all know that's how sports leagues thrive.
Yeah.
It's this media deal. And we finally got it.
Do you have a point of view on like how to negotiate in public about this stuff? Because I dare say you were
aggressively.
You were allegedly disqualified from your Hall of Fame, perhaps because of this.
Yeah.
I think about all of the time. And this is why I love, frankly, I love labor law, is because of sports. It's like sports provides this venue for Americans who don't care about labor and management and the dynamic therein to actually engage with it because it affects things they care about. And with you and the USWNT and how to fight for fair wages, look, it's different from a pro league. Like, any pro sport that I've covered.
No, yeah, it's
the NFL, the NBA, WNBA now, like, what's the number one threat a player has? It's that you don't play the games. That's always in the back of my mind. It's like, when do you actually threaten the thing that results in the money, the media rights deal, the actual gate, all that stuff? Explain what the weapons you had in front of you were when it came to the women's national soccer team.
Well, this is why I love media. Because we had media was our biggest weapon and our faces in front of the media and winning all the time, which I feel like the W has that. They are collectively winning. They have superstars. They have ultra superstars in the league. And the players have, as the owners have, and everybody has in the W, I really do feel this, like sacrificed a lot. And so they are frustrated by that, of the amount of investment that they've had to make with like no return. Like you made 20 years of investment and you got one good contract out of it.
Two.
And you're not going to get the two good contracts out of it. And you're not going
And
to...
a street.
And a street and a statue. And you're not going to get the return. So it's like owners make investments. They get the return. So I think at this moment, really what's happening is like, it's like, who's going to make the bigger investment? Because if the players make the investment, that really means like taking less to continue to grow the league so that ultimately the next CBA will be even better. But they're never really going to see that. Like you just get your contract, you play for it, and then some players are going to be out of the league. You're never going to get it back. Owners are going to see their valuations go up. And I think that's what players are looking at. Like business is booming. Your valuations are going up. I know you need to reinvest in the league, but like, eventually, Golden State, even in the first year, they can sell for $500 million or $700 million, however. The Valkyries.
Yeah.
So I feel like in terms of the public strategy, always leave the doors open. Like, I don't think players should be like, oh, Cathy has to go or we're not playing. I don't think, because it's just like, you never know where things are going to go. Always leave the door open. Negotiate in good faith. Go really hard at it. Work stoppages are like catastrophic. And especially this, like everybody's winning here. The W's doing great.
Oh, it's the closest thing to the nuclear option,
Yeah,
right? Because everybody gets
is.
mad at that point.
Yeah, and it's like, it's unfavorable in the public. People don't want that. Maybe it'd be more favorable for a women's team to do that, frankly. I think a lot of times when the men's teams lock out, it's like, oh, you're making $20 million anyways, like you're just whatever. Meanwhile, the owners are greedy too. But I do think that the players need to keep that in the forefront. It is a tool for sure, but like it's a blunt object and it's a bad one if you have to use it. So like continue to show up, ask for the things that you want. Hear the other side too. You're going to have to give. Like that's a successful negotiation when it hurts a little bit on both sides.
What I always find interesting is how soccer and basketball, how the U.S. women's national team and the WNBA, this is like so different. Because the WNBA, well, now it's like 156 players, which will go up to, give or take 180 or so when we add 2 more teams next year. But it was 144 for a really long time.
Yep.
12 teams, 12 spots. And so that's like, you're dealing with a lot of different experiences. Whereas for you guys, it's one team. And it's part of a national governing body, right? So it's like a nonprofit. Whereas we're like obviously a for-profit business. So it's like totally different in terms of what you're negotiating, what you can ask for, the rules around it. So there is a difference.
Yeah.
I actually don't know your answer to this question. For me and for the WNBA on the last CBA, we really tried to set it up where come this CBA, we could just be talking about money. So we got 100% maternity leave. We got, this is going to sound crazy, but it was a big thing. We got, everybody had their own room on the road. So for, who knows, let's call it 6-7 years prior, in the CBA before the one they're in currently now, it was like you only got your own room after 6 years of service. You had a room with people in your first 6 years. So we got everybody their own room. That was a win. Things like economy to economy plus, everybody now had to be in economy plus or whatever the airline calls it.
You divas.
Yeah, I know.
But these slowly but surely, and obviously now you fast forward, they were able to do this mid-CBA, they've got charter flights. So that's checked. So there's a lot of things, a lot of boxes that we got checked in the last CBA. And there's so many things. You're lucky if you get 3 of them. And we got a lot of them in the last CBA.
It almost sounds, though, like it was accomplished, those things, with the goal of we want to clear the decks for the actual
conversation.
For the fight.
For the money, yeah.
Which is always going to be the money.
Yeah, but we knew that meant it was growing.
How would you describe the various contract timing decisions that have been made in terms of players who happen to be conveniently, seemingly aligned on this?
We signed that last CBA in like January of 2020. We knew it was like 6-year deal with an opt-out, whatever it was. Honestly, everybody, I think every player understood in that moment, we were going to be opting out no matter what. Like I didn't see a scenario where we weren't. So that happened. But even prior to that, 2-3 years ago, you started hearing players, started seeing the contracts they were signing. Everybody was understanding that our media deal was going to be big. And then obviously now you enter Caitlin Clark, you enter Angel Reese, you enter this new wave of players. And it's like, oh, it's definitely going to be big. No player signed a deal that went past, except for like 2. I think there's 2.
Out of the 144.
Out of the 144, I think there's like 2 or 3 vets that have a deal that extends 1 more year past this year.
Wow.
And then it's all the rookies who got drafted in the last couple of years are still on their rookie deal.
And those salaries will go up to whatever the minimum of their
So if Caitlin's at the 70 whatever $1,000 mark, let's say the new minimum of the next CBA is 250, she'll jump to that. But every single other player's deal ran out or is running out this year. They will all be free agents. Plus 2 expansion drafts.
That's wild.
The GMs are about to earn every single cent.
Oh my God.
It's really gonna separate some people.
It's going to take the first domino to fall. So some player will get signed to something and it'll set the market value for everybody.
I don't know of a scenario that's like that.
Me neither.
In pro sports history. Because
Unprecedented.
Because the entire thing I just said before is, what happens if the players don't play? Well, here you have a true like Crossroads where the players are not even under contract.
Yeah.
It's not that they have to sit out. It's like they're just not gonna, they might not sign. As they say in Jurassic Park, clever girl. My favorite moment from your parade of honors, which was the Stud Buds, you guys, Adam Silver.
It's the best
in a photograph.
Yeah.
So for those not familiar with the commissioner of the NBA, how would you describe his Instagram account?
I mean, it's just
Awesome.
I actually
Hilarious.
love it.
It's
How would I
like a name
describe it?
drop,
It's
but like it's good.
It's a captionless, just like series
Just
of
like,
here, like
I was here.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Here I am.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
like
it.
Flat Stanley.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
It's a flat Stanley in real life.
I think it's great.
It is. It
I
is.
really
These are the
it.
places I go and the things I've seen and the people I'm around.
Much like Megan, Adam Silver loves his collection of photographs.
I love it.
And the number one photograph that took over my algorithm, my feed, was you two, the stud buds, who again, please explain the stud buds, because I can't
Okay.
really do justice to the term or the characters. But
Courtney Williams and Natisha Heidelman, longtime teammates.
the links.
Play on the links now, have played together for many, many years. Best friends, decided to start a live stream on Twitch.
Natisha basically backs Courtney up. Like, Natisha comes off the bench and Courtney
like
starts.
position?
So it's like they're in the same position. They're best buds. It's like the most beautiful, like, little friendship ever. It's so cute. I love it.
To see them on this stream
It's great content.
is to know them. This is who they are. This is not a performance. Yeah, vibes are always, I mean, Courtney is like a one-liner queen. Anytime she's getting pulled at halftime to do an interview, do not change your channel. Like something's coming out of her mouth. And so they came up with the name Stud Buds. Stud, obviously referring to them both being gay, both being more like mask presenting. So that's the stud. And then you know what a bud is. They're buds.
They're buds.
They're buds.
They're stud buds. And so, the picture
is you two and them two and the commissioner of the NBA. And Megan, can you explain the context and the conversation that was happening?
Earlier on a previous stream, Courtney purported that she had never, ever been strapped before. And Natisha was like, never? Like, really? And she's like, no, never. And
I just feel like we need to be a little more specific. And
for
not,
our
not-
audience,
yeah,
we really need
have
to
be more
spell it all
specific,
out.
which is basically
getting
just
strapped. Like, have
Courtney
someone
never-
penetrating you with the strap on.
Okay.
Because she's
I don't
a
know that I would have
stud.
said use the word penetration.
Well, what
here,
would you
but
say?
I just would have said, go ahead. You nailed it.
Yeah.
I mean,
it is
That's
penetration.
technically what it
It is
is.
being nailed.
This is it's being
all of the
nailed.
above.
It's exactly. It's being nailed. And Courtney was like, nah, never.
Hell no.
Oh my God.
I don't play like that now.
Strappy lappy is what it says. But like, you're never?
Ever.
Look, you guys.
And then teacher's like, never? Like, I don't really believe you, but also it was whatever. So that was my burning question for All Stars. Like, I've got to get in there. We have to, this is no way that is true, but also I need to just have that conversation. And that's the photo that Adam snapped. Getting snapped.
The photo that appears on Adam's
It's the
grid,
best.
on his Instagram grid,
Adam's down
is
with
a
the culture.
photo of Megan basically going to Courtney Williams on their live stream, by the way. The live stream is happening. So this is recorded.
The people needed to know.
And saying to Courtney, like, never? You actually never did that?
We have to address the best moment on Stud Buds.
What is that?
Never? Never strapped?
Wait, what? What did she say?
Are you, like, for
Just
real?
for trysies?
And, Adam, I'm assuming Adam's photographer actually, captured the moment. So Adam wasn't even there. Fun fact.
Oh, that's
Adam
right.
texted me the next day after we talked about it. He was like, what am I missing here?
A
Like,
lot,
what? And I was
Adam.
like,
everything. You're missing everything.
He's like,
about
I
it.
see that
But
everyone's
also
laughing
nothing.
about it. What happened? I was
He
like,
knows
how much
vibes.
time do you have?
He knows good vibes.
He knows good vibe. We were having time. We were having a good time.
Yeah.
So Adam Silver does or doesn't know what strapping is?
He does now. He definitely does now.
I'm sure he knows now.
Yeah.
If he didn't before.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sure he knows now.
I'd like to retract what I said before when I said that I wasn't sure you guys were journalists. Megan is just making
I don't know
direct
where
eye
this is
contact with the
going.
camera, and
Are you
Jim
kidding?
Halpert in
This
the
is,
office.
Can I be honest? You're not going to love this, but this is what it's like doing a podcast with her. You just talk right to the camera. You never talk to me.
I got to get
It's
to my
so
people.
funny. I'll be like, we're having the conversation. Why are you talking to the camera?
Because we're having the conversation with
It's so
Pablo's
funny.
followers.
That's right.
She always goes
People
direct
tune
to
in.
cam.
With
I'm one of these people. I'm like looking at me. I'm such a big fan of the show.
Megan, Sue, thank you for being in this business. Thank you for giving me the honor of giving Butter Pablo a friend.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
This has been Pablo Torre Finds Out, a Meadowlark Media production. And I'll talk to you next time.